and welcome to this edition of Refined Relaxation, brought to you by Paul's Cigar Lounge. I'm Paul, this is John, and today we'll be talking all about sweet drinks and sweet cigars. Now, in our previous episode, we talked about the sweet drinks, and so if you haven't seen that one, catch up on that edition to hear a little bit about that, but we'll have some sweet drinks again today. And today, John, is going to really be a stretch for me because I am not a fan of sweet cigars. So I don't do sweetened cigars. I don't do flavored cigars very much. They're very popular, nothing wrong with them. And if you love them, that's terrific. That's why we keep them in stock. But it's just not my deal. I'm just not, sweet isn't what I'm drawn to. So what all you see here is not so much donuts as potato chips. I'm more in the salty, savory kind of side of the world. So John convinced me about sweet cigars.
Yeah, so there was actually a poll done, and it found that about a third of cigar smokers like sweetness in their cigars, about a third like them real spicy and earthy, and about a third are right down the middle and want both of them.
That's me. I'm down the middle. All right.
So if you like sweet cigars, if you like flavored cigars, it's a real easy thing to get a sweet cigar through that, like Tatiana Groovy Blue, which is very popular. The Sweet Janes from Deadwood, again, another really popular cigar. The Groovy Blues are flavored blueberry and honey. The Deadwood tobacco isn't a flavored cigar, but it's a sweetened, almost like a sugar dip. You know, however, whatever process they use for that, I'm not sure. But a bigger challenge is to get natural sweetness.
So tobaccos can have some sweetness as well in there. So how do we get tobaccos to be sweet? Because I don't normally associate tobacco with sweet. We think of more savory flavors, leathery, cedary. We apply those kind of terms to it, earthy.
Yeah, but then if you think about it, a few other pretty common descriptions are chocolate, vanilla, nutty, which even if those flavors aren't directly sweet, they kind of remind us of sweet. Even like a cinnamon, even if you're just getting that cinnamon spice, you get your body kind of translates that as sweetness because you're used to cinnamon and sweet being together. But there's a few different ways tobacco is naturally sweet. So you can have different varieties of tobacco are naturally sweeter. Different regions tend to produce a sweeter tobacco, and then the process of it. So the position of the tobacco leaves on the tobacco plant will kind of deal with the sweetness, and then also how you age it.
So when I think of sweet tobacco, my mind goes to pipe tobacco, which actually adds some sweetness to it.
Yep.
But is a little different kind of tobacco and certainly a different process in terms of how it's handled than is cigar tobacco. Are there particular cigars we would think of, or wrapper leaves, for example, that we would think of as being sweeter?
Yeah, so a couple of the real common kind of wrappers, which would be San Andreas Maduro, which I'm smoking Herrera Nortino from Drew Estate here. And then a lot of the Maduros, which that would be the process, but Connecticut Broadleaf is another one that's just naturally sweet. Cameroon tends to be a sweeter tobacco. And then you're smoking a Perdomo 10th anniversary champagne, which actually uses Ecuadorian grown Connecticut shade wrapper. And so that's an example of where the region influences it, because Connecticut is known to be kind of drier, a little more of that tannin taste. And Connecticut, if it's grown in Ecuador, tends to be sweeter than if it's grown in America.
So the region influences well. And there is a certain sweetness to this. It's not an in-your-face sweetness, so it's not like a sweetened cigar, but it does, again, have reminiscent of things that, in describing it, would hint towards sweeter kind of flavors. So you've paired it with a sweeter drink here, and I'm excited because I know what you've given me, and I've had it before, and it's new on our menu. And of all the drinks on the menu, which are all phenomenal, they're all terrific, but this one I have to tell you I'm a little biased towards, because it's not only sweet, it's smoky. It's so smoky, in fact, that I don't believe the spirit that's in it. So, John, tell me what makes my Tobacco Road a smoky, wonderful drink.
Yeah, I remember when I first had you try that, you didn't believe, and you thought I had smoked it like we do with our Old Regal.
Yep.
So the Tobacco Road is mezcal, Fonseca Ruby Port, and just a little bit of simple syrup and some orange bitters. And that's the only smokiness, and there's the mezcal right out of the bottle.
Well, and at the first sip, the first taste, you get a little bit of the sweetness. You really pick up the depth of the port and the breath, and I think the orange bitters play into that as well. But the finish, it develops into this marvelously smoky, almost to the point I'm thinking, well, either this drink was smoked or he's using scotch, because this smokiness can't possibly be from what I like to equate with tequila. But mezcal is significantly different than tequila, and the smoke in this is really pronounced.
Yeah, and that makes it a great pairing with cigars. And it goes a little bit counter to what we were saying about sweet summer drinks last episode, where this isn't a tall, refreshing Collins or anything like that. It's a bit of a stout drink. It's a variation of an old-fashioned, a mezcal old-fashioned. So it's stout, but it's sweet, and it's got kind of that dryness from the port and the smokiness from the mezcal. So it might not be sitting on the porch drink, but it's a great after dinner drink.
It would be on the porch for me. Again, because the smokiness pairs so well with cigars. And again, to me, I like a drink that has complexity. That's one of the reasons why I like scotch. You can get a lot of complexity in a great scotch. And in this, again, that sweetness and the port begins you take the sip, and then it develops into the peppery tones that I normally associate with tequila, and then a long finish of that smoky tone, which I think, again, pairs great with cigars. But a wonderful cocktail that really develops in your mouth as you drink it. Great balance, just a great cocktail. Well done, John. What are you drinking?
So I am drinking the Vue Libre, and so that's a play on the Vue Carré, a pretty standard, famous New Orleans drink. Ours, we have brandy and rye whiskey, sweet vermouth, Benedictine, kind of like a Manhattan variation. And so then we take that variation and we do mix it with a Cuba Libre, which is it's actually a trademark term, so we probably can't use it, but mix it with Coke and some lime juice. And it just is really kind of unexpectedly sweet drink, and then real refreshing, crisp, and long. So this one is a good long porch drinker, where, we would both drink the Tobacco Road on the porch, but, it might not last us all day.
So in wrapping up sweet cigars, you don't have to have sweetened cigars or flavored cigars, which, again, are very popular. And if that's your sweet spot, no pun intended, go for it. Smoke what you like. But there are sweet cigars and sweetness in cigars that are really worth trying and pair well with sweet drinks, whether it's Tobacco Road or whatever your favorite is. Find a great sweetened cigar for the summer, a lighter time, sitting outside, poolside, back porch, whatever it is that is your happy place. Find something sweet. It doesn't have to be in-your-face sweet. Find a sweet cigar. It doesn't have to be a sweetened cigar. But expand your horizons and enjoy some great sweet cigars and sweet cocktails. So, on behalf of John, thanks for joining us for this episode talking about sweet cigars, and we'll be back again soon. Until then, enjoy refined relaxation. Cheers, John.
Cheers.